Copy. OTC, are you still waiting for com config, or are you?
That is affirmed, sir.
Okay, yeah, is that your only open item?
Yeah, OTC, this is CVSC. That 400 step 290 is complete.
Copy.
Okay, so OTC, you're complete with all of your work?
That's affirmed.
All right, copy that.
T minus 10.
STC is complete.
And GTC?
GTC is complete.
Okay, excellent. All right, and LPE, just want to verify we have no open constraints at this time.
No open constraints. We have a clear board, sir.
Okay, tracking the same here. And Launch Director, with that, we are clear and ready to pick up the launch readiness poll with your go.
All right, sir, I am go for the poll.
All right. And for all personnel, this is the NTD conducting the Artemis 2 launch readiness check. Verify ready to resume count and go for launch. OTC.
OTC is go.
STC.
STC is go.
GTC.
C's go.
MCO.
CO's go.
Safety Console.
The Safety Console is go.
LPE.
LPE's go.
RTD.
RTD's go.
Houston Flight.
Houston Flight is go.
ROC.
ROC is go.
And CDR.
Crew is go.
Copy that. Thank you, Reed. And Launch Director, NTD, our launch team is ready to proceed at this time.
All right, NTD, I copy all. At this time, I'll perform my poll. Attention on the net. This is the Launch Director performing the final poll for launch. Verify no constraints and go for launch. EGS, Program Chief Engineer.
Artemis Chief Engineers are go.
Copy, thank you. EGS, Chief Safety Officer.
The Artemis CSOs are go.
Copy, thank you. Range Weather.
Launch weather is go.
Pass go, collect $200.
And Artemis MMT Chair.
MMT's go.
Thank you, John. And Integrity Launch Director.
Good to hear your voice, Charlie. PLT.
Thank you, Charlie. This is Victor. We are going for our families.
MS1.
This is Christina. We are going for our teammates.
MS2. This is Jeremy. We are going for all humanity. All right, Charlie, your Artemis 2 crew is go for launch. Full send.
I copy that. Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy. On this historic mission, you take with you the heart of this Artemis team, the daring spirit of the American people and our partners across the globe, and the hopes and dreams of a new generation. Good luck. Godspeed, Artemis 2. Let's go. And into the Launch Director.
Go ahead, Launch Director.
Yes, sir. You have a go to proceed with countdown.
Copy that. I'll put it in work. CDR, NTD.
Go.
Figure risers and initiate short purge.
Do it.
Proc
Do it.
10.1.1, steps 8 and 9.
10.1.1, 8 and 9 going to work.
Do it now.
CVSC, NTD. Start and verify recordings of our Orion cameras.
Copy.
Okay. Well, there you heard it.
RSR, NTD.
RSR.
They're getting ready to start terminal count.
arm rotation enable at this time, please.
It's currently at T minus 10 minutes. Once we wrap up this last bit of work,
SNA arm rotation enable complete.
we're going to start that clock.
Copy that. Thank you.
Integrity crew, close and lock visors.
Do it now. Get to the rocket. Weather looks fine.
You heard an issue, worked in real time with telemetry lock on the Orion.
Thankfully.
It was transitory. It was very short. They checked the data, confirmed that they had a good lock. This was with the S-band transmitter on the Orion. Worked through that issue, looked at the data, and cleared it. All with the world watching. Impressive work by the launch team. So we have a 2-hour window, which starts in just a few minutes at 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time and goes until 8:24 p.m. Eastern Time.
1 minute.
And ECL NTD will be waiting for your verification on the short purge.
ECL copies.
Yeah,
And for all
6:23 right
personnel,
now.
once we get that short purge verification, we'll verify that we are clear to go, and then we'll proceed with the terminal count. ECL time estimate?
About a minute.
Copy.
Wait, if the Earth is a sphere, how is the ocean so high
So we're going into the launch window.
above the
But
ground?
not by much, it looks like. Just wrapping up some final work. And once that's completed, you'll hear NASA Test Director Jeff Spaulding ask for the ground launch sequencer operator to go ahead and start the clock. The ground launch sequencer is an application software. It runs on top of the launch control system in the firing room, acts like a conductor of an orchestra, executing hundreds of commands in precise order and timing. It's all autonomous.
NTD CCL 212, short purge initiations verified.
All right, copy that, and we're verifying our constraints. All right, and we're clear from cutouts. And with that, we're going to resume the clock momentarily. And CGLS, you can resume the clock on your mark.
GLS copies. 3, 2, 1, mark. GLS mainline has been initiated.
T-minus 10 minutes and counting.
And that begins terminal count. Our new T0 is 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We are now counting down to liftoff of Artemis 2.
Let's
From now
go.
on,
Let's
you're
do
going to
it.
hear two voices on the loops. If everything goes nominally, NASA Test Director Jeff Spaulding, who's directly managing the launch team, and Alex Bendelos, the GLS operator who closely monitors the software. He has the ability to stop and restart the countdown. A lot of people ask about whether there's a launch button. There certainly is not.
Flight and Rock, our new T0 is 22:35.
There should be one big button.
22:35:12.
Affirm.
There you heard confirmation of the exact T0, 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. Again, our T0 is 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. But as I was saying, there's no launch button. This is autonomous. But there is a button that keeps you from launching, and that button allows the GLS operator to pause the countdown outside of terminal count and during terminal count and submit a hold to the next holding point. So the clock won't stop right away. If there's an issue, we'll go to the next stable holding point. This is how GLS configures the rocket and ground systems to a stable point where they can stop the countdown if that's needed. But right now, we are counting down. Our next big milestone, looking to retract the crew access arm.
GLS is go for crew access arm retract.
And there you see the crew access arm moving away.
All right, we're go, baby. This AI
That's
is
the
so
path
good
that
nowadays.
the astronauts took to ingress into the rocket.
6:35
into the rocket. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We are now counting down to liftoff of Artemis 2.
12 seconds.
6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We are now counting down to liftoff of Artemis 2. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We are now counting down to liftoff of Artemis 2. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We are now counting down to liftoff of Artemis 2. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We are now counting down to liftoff of Artemis 2. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We are now counting down to liftoff of Artemis 2. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. 6:35 p.m Until this point, that was their way off the pad if they needed to evacuate. But now with that arm retracting, the backup transitions to a launch abort system. And they'll begin arming that shortly. Of course, the launch abort system, great shot there of the crew access arm retracting away. The launch abort system is the tower at the top, and that's what would pull Orion and its crew off the top of the rocket in case of an emergency, whether it's on the ground or in flight. This is critical safety hardware that protects the lives of the astronauts.
Again, how is the ocean so high? What? How is that?
Starting at T-minus 6 minutes, the GLS will start bringing that and other high energy systems online.
T-minus 6, basically. We're launching like 5 minutes, folks.
Weather is 90% go.
Ooh.
The range is go. All systems are go.
The social media influencers are go. They're ready.
GLS is go for core stage tank pressurization.
The stoners are go.
That means the replenish valve for the liquid hydrogen tank has now closed, and that tank is beginning to pressurize to flight levels because that hydrogen is naturally boiling inside the tank. We'll get the liquid oxygen tank a little later in the count. Now the team is waiting for verification that, if needed, the Artemis II crew could use the launch abort system to pull Orion safely off the top of the rocket in an emergency. Let's listen in for that call.
GLS verifies last capability available.
And CDR, do you copy?
CDR copies, last available.
That's great news, and you heard the NTD verify that with the commander of the mission.
GLS is go for FTS arm.
The sun
now
is
work
go.
is being done to arm the flight termination system. This is so the range safety can send a flight termination command if the rocket flies too far off track. There's a brief built-in delay, so the launch abort system has time to pull the astronauts to safety
go for
first.
LH2 high flow bleed check.
All right, the high flow bleed check. That's so the cryo team gets verification that the RS-25 engines, all 4 of them, are in the proper temperature range for launch.
They're doing it, baby. They're going to go. There's no delaying this thing. No way. You heard how they downplayed the check and everything. Yeah, I'm not the expert. But that one girl who discovered it was worried.
Core stage APUs start. Those are auxiliary power units. High-speed turbines, which provide pressure to hydraulic pumps that steer the RS-25 engine.
Okay, let's do a collective prayer for a moment. This is something that we can do. So just for the next moment, the next minute, let's just send some good, loving protection energy to these astronauts. I'm going to turn the audio back on, but let's just do that.
Sequence 4, that's a helium purge of the 4 core stage engines downstream of the propellant valve. This gets all the air and moisture out of there.
Dear God, please protect these astronauts on their mission to space, on their trip around the moon. May there be very little solar activity, very little space weather, no technical issues, no health issues. May this be a historic journey for mankind.
All is looking good.
That helps unite us together, not only here in this country, but around the world.
In just a few seconds, we're going to get that thrust vector control actuator test. This is a gimbaling of the engines.
Thank you, amen. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby.
There are the 4 RS-25s, 3 of them shuttle heritage, one of them built from shuttle parts. And there you see them moving.
If you're on the East Coast, you're probably going to want to go out and see this at like 2-3 minutes or so.
Now we're going to start moving the power from both the upper stage and the lower stage of the rocket to internal.
T-minus 2 minutes right here.
Away, and now going to battery power.
GLS is go for upper stage to internal power.
So definitely like T-minus, like T+5.
Stage, the ICPS, and it's been switched to battery. Same miles.
It'll be a big viewing area, but it'll be higher up. So if you're in Florida, usually get the live stream on your phone and be out there right at T-0 to see, because it'll quickly be visible if you don't have too much cloud cover. All right, 90 seconds.
Core stage to internal power.
All right, there's the rocket's core stage, which houses 3 flight computers, is now on its own power. There's no more hold time because there's no more margin on these batteries. So we would have to recycle back to T-10 to recharge if we had a hold.
We hope nothing happens. We hope. I saw
1 minute.
In the,
right now,
in the 90s as a kid, the one that was re-entering explode.
T-minus 33 seconds.
Live, I woke up early one morning.
Ground launch sequencer to the rocket's onboard autonomous launch sequencer, or ALS. The rocket will count itself down, but honor any holds that could come from the ground. Now, shortly after liftoff, Houston will take control of the rocket, and my colleague Gary Jordan will take over commentary.
GLS is go for ALS.
Great call out. The rocket is on its own. 4 brave explorers ready to ride the most powerful rocket NASA has ever launched. Sound suppression water is flowing.
15.
And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Good roll pitch.
Roger, roll pitch.
Houston now controlling the flight of Integrity on the Artemis 2 mission around the moon.
Integrity, AMT high.
AMT high.
Wow.
On time, passing 30 seconds into the flight.
God, please protect these astronauts.
Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance on the 4 main engines. Space Launch System core stage. Integrity, 3 miles in altitude. Traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour. Mission elapsed time, passing 1 minute, approaching max Q.
On, Ponce de Leon.
Stan, we have you loud and clear on Ponce de Leon.
Have you the same?
Communication signal transfer confirmed as Integrity and its crew go supersonic. Approaching 90 seconds into the Artemis 2 mission. Integrity is 14 miles in altitude, 8 miles downrange, traveling more than 2,600 miles per hour.
I'm going to run out soon so I can maybe see this. But not yet, about T+5 I will.
1 minute 50 seconds of mission elapsed time, standing by for main engine throttle down to 85%, ahead of solid rocket booster separation, expected at the 2 minute 9 second mark. We see throttle down. Confirmed separation. Main engines throttling up, guidance converged.
That's some space junk.
Integrity, guidance converged, performance nominal, upper stage RCS ready.
Get ready for the big fireworks right now.
Integrity, SM priming complete.
SM priming complete.
2 minutes 45 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. Thrusters on Integrity and upper stage confirmed in a ready state ahead of service module Ferring Separation. Three minutes into the flight. Integrity 49 miles in altitude, 78 miles downrange, now passing 5,000 miles per hour.
They're up in the ionosphere now, the lower part.
Standing by for launch abort system jettison.
Houston Integrity, good last jettison, great view.
Copy jettison, Team Eco 8+02.
We see the same on board, Stan.
And Houston has you loud and clear on TDRS at the Kármán line.
Okay, I'm gonna go see if I can see this thing outside.
Outstanding, Stan, we have you the same.
3 minutes 50 seconds into the flight of
I'll be
Artemis
back.
2, Wiseman, Glover, Cook, and Hansen cross the boundary to space with good comm checks. Working on internal checks to verify accuracy. Flight Dynamics Officer analyzed the time of main engine cutoff, confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds, time of MECO.
Integrity, GPS processing.
Outstanding, Stan, we see the same, and we have a beautiful moonrise. We're headed right at it.
Approaching 5 minutes into the flight, Commander Reed Wiseman confirms he has visuals of his destination. GPS guidance, navigation, and control software finishes internal checks and sends to navigation channels.
Integrity, 3 engine press.
3 engine press.
On time, now passing 5 minutes 20 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. At this point, 3 good main engines are all that's needed to carry Integrity to a nominal main engine cutoff target. Though this time we're seeing 4 good engines here in Mission Control Houston.
All right, I did not
Integrity,
see it.
75 miles in altitude,
Too many clouds.
330 miles downrange, approaching 10,000 miles per hour.
Integrity, looking good at 6 minutes.
Same on board, Stan.
Good trajectory and engine performance. Booster officer will soon report the shutdown plan to Flight Director Judd Friedling, expected at the 7-minute mark. Integrity, 78 miles in altitude, 460 miles downrange.
Integrity, expect nominal shutdown.
Integrity copies nominal shutdown.
Six minutes 40 seconds of mission elapsed time. Shutdown plan is as expected. Again, the time of MECO was confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds into the flight.
I wonder where they're getting this imagery from. It's kind of odd.
7 minutes of mission elapsed time. Throttling down as we approach the abort once around option. Milestone at the 7 minute 30 second mark. Now 84 miles in altitude, 650 miles downrange, traveling more than 15,000 miles per hour.
Integrity, AOA open.
AOA open.
The window is now open for an abort once around option that would target splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. Still following nominal ascent at this time.
In the Pacific Ocean, not the Atlantic, right? All the way around.
About 10 seconds remaining until the main engine cutoff of the Space Launch System core stage. Standing by for confirmation of MECO and core stage separation.
Is that happening right now?
Integrity and nominal MECO, core stage separated.
We see the same on board, Stan.
Eight minutes, 40 seconds into the flight, we have a nominal main engine cutoff heading in the right trajectory on the way to swing around the moon. Core stage has separated, done its job. The Space Launch System upper stage, the interim cryogenic propulsion stage, or ICPS, still attached to the Orion spacecraft. Nine minutes of mission elapsed time. Integrity crew of Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen now in orbit around the Earth at the beginning of their journey to the moon.
Integrity Houston, looking ahead to PRM numbers so far per the pad.
Copy that, Stan. Numbers for the pad.
It's like glitching out right now. This live stream.
Capcom Stan Loves now reminding the crew that the perigee raise maneuver time of ignition is as expected prior to booster ignition. That time being 49 minutes, 50 seconds of mission elapsed time.
All right, well, it looks like everything, went well. If you don't believe it, then make sure you scrub around the internet for photos from thousands of people who were out there and saw it. Or maybe you saw it yourself. I didn't see it when I went out to look. But also considering how high up it was, I don't think there was really much chance. Unless I knew exactly where to look and there was no clouds with binoculars or even a telescope.
Integrity, good. NEDS deploy.
Copy that, Stan. Good, Neds.
Okay, someone's saying that there's a camera inside the Orion capsule.
And Integrity Houston for PWD setup. Just a reminder, halfway open on the secondary.
We copy that, Stan. Halfway open.
Passing 11 minutes of mission elapsed time. Here, overhearing the conversation between Capcom Stan Love and Commander Reed Wiseman, already passing some milestones. We have a good nozzle extension deployment system. That is confirmed, complete. We also have the visors are confirmed up. Now past the dynamic phase of flight, that is ascent. Their launch and entry suits that provided them an extra layer of protection. Now not as needed. They're going to raise those visors. And later in today's mission, they will begin to egress or get out of the suits to begin some of their initial tasks of activating some of the systems aboard in the Integrity spacecraft.
So here is the...
It's passing 12 minutes of mission.
Here's the other live stream that they'll start up soon. The moment this starts up, I'll switch it over, okay?
9 minutes 50 seconds. That's what the crew is going to be working towards. The commander, Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover will focus on
this doesn't do anything.
Preparing for that milestone.
Are we there yet, Dad?
In the meantime, mission specialist Christina Cook and Jeremy Hansen will start some of the activation of environmental control life support systems. You may hear confirmation of their activation over the Orion to Earth communication network.
Houston, C3 aux power back in auto.
Copy C3 aux, and we're 2 minutes to maneuver.
This is pretty wild. This live stream from the Orion is going to be the entire mission, effectively. It's going to be like a 10-day live stream. I wonder how much privacy that they'll have. I don't know, but it's going to start up pretty soon.
Journey around the moon to verify the systems that will take us to its surface. An incredible ascent. Artemis 2 is underway. Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen begin their journey to the moon. Still milestones to come up as we await solar array deploy and the critical burns that will get integrity into high Earth orbit around the Earth before engines are fired to get us around the moon. We'll keep tabs on integrity and its crew from here in Mission Control Houston. But for now, we're going to send it back to you, Megan and Nicole at the Kennedy Space Center. Very jealous to hear how the launch experience was over on the Space Coast.
Yeah, Gary, if people are just joining us, welcome back to the Space Coast, where we just saw Artemis 2 lift off 14 minutes ago. And wow, what an amazing launch, and an emotional one, too. As soon as the rocket lifted off, Nicole, you had tears in your eyes, I had tears in my eyes, and we had all these people around us cheering. It was amazing.
Yeah, the energy was wonderful. I mean, it was a beautiful launch. You know, we've got 4 friends and family members headed to the moon. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, how does that make you feel as someone who, you know, is an astronaut as well, but also, as you said, friends?
Yeah, so proud of them. You know, man, we don't have the words in the English language to describe this kind of an event, and pride, love, so many emotions. You know, they are truly breaking some barriers, and hopefully, you know, as Gary just said, they've got a long day ahead of them, so wishing them well on everything, but so far, what a beautiful launch to watch.
Yeah, to be returning to the lunar orbit in more than 50 years. Maybe they go farther from Earth than any other humans before them. Maybe they see parts of the moon that we've never seen before. I mean, what a great start to what could be all of these milestones that we break in just a 10-day mission.
Yes, what a way to welcome in the Artemis generation.
Yeah, how do you feel? I mean, we saw some beautiful shots we were covering of course, the rocket, of course, the Earth falling away as we continued up into our ascents, but also some of those crowd shots where we saw young and old, just emotional, overcome by this history-making moment.
Man, we are going back to the moon for all, and we saw that today. We saw that in all the crowds. And yeah, you guys just saw that view, the sunrise or sunset, I guess. They just made it over the crest of the Earth, and you could see the sun peeking over. One of my favorite views from space, and I can't imagine what they're looking at now, and I can't wait to see what they're looking at in about 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, and you know, I know a lot of people are like, you know what, I'm surprised this launched on the first try, because we know, like any little thing, we have to be keeping safety in mind, and we want to make sure we're ready to go, but we were ready to go, and I think it's surprising.
Okay, they're great, but we're going to move over now to looking at some people who've been capturing this themselves and tagging me. So here's Artemis 2 taken, where is this from? Probably Florida? Where is this? New Jersey. Here's someone who captured it from New Jersey. Right here. The thing's really hauling. Wow. Let's see if they go forward. Great capture, though, by our friend Sariane. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. JL, big fan of the channel, big time supporter, awesome dude. captured this picture from Riverside, New Jersey. Thank you for sharing that. And more from JL here. Okay. And that was just what was in my notifications. Here's Troy James showing the exhaust smoke plume going up. Thanks, Troy, for sharing that. I don't know what's going to show up on the home feed. I'm sure people, if you see April Fool's post, I'm sure there's some people posting shots. Let's type this in. Let's type in Artemis 2. See what we get. Sue Nelson. Don't know who she is, but Sue Nelson getting a pretty nice capture of Artemis 2 here. I'm surprised we don't have more people posting photos. Of course, this is like every second someone's posting the tagline Artemis 2. Here's a video. Let's watch this video. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, someone may be yanking my chain. They just said big earthquake. We'll give it a look. I'll put back on the NASA stream while I check that out, okay?
Milestone, and says to the flight control teams that we will continue on today's mission. Power needs to be drawn to continue through some of the next milestones.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Until then, the AOA open option that was called up upon ascent, the abort once around, is the current option, and abort to orbit option ATO will be switched to a preferred mode at the time that the solar array wings are deployed and latched. It gives the flight control teams a little bit.
Okay. We just had a magnitude 7 hit Indonesia. It's not yet on the USGS map, but will be on Volcano Discovery. Literally happened the moment Artemis 2 blasted off. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Okay. I'm pulling it up right now. Yep. 7.1, 7.0. We'll see what USGS pegs it at right now. Earthquakes. Now, Volcano Discovery is showing as a 7.7. Let's move it over. Here we see the Volcano Discovery map. And this map's always a little wacky. And we see the 7.7 right there. Now, the phone app, which I just checked, said magnitude 7. Same developer. But here we go. 8 minutes ago, in the Malacca Sea. Maybe it's on the USGS now. I don't think it usually takes like 10 minutes to get here. We already had a magnitude 6 today. So we see the magnitude 6 right there.
The crew was providing some preliminary numbers of when to expect handovers between the tracking and data relay satellites. Currently orbiting Earth at an altitude of 545 statute miles.
I want this map to show up better. But this map is awful. There we go, it's a little better.
That occurs later today. The burn itself will put them in an altitude that surpasses the range of the tracking and data relay satellites, and they will transition to the deep space network today.
Oh, okay. Wow, 7.8. That's the USGS. I'm going to turn off this NASA live stream now. They're done. We'll go to the other one maybe later. Thank you, NASA, for the live stream. We just had a big MAG 7.8 right as Artemis 2 blast off. Almost like Earth is basically saying, I see you. I see what's happening. Wow, okay. Well, I'm going to, unless this is a joke by the USGS, I'm going to exit this live stream and I'm going to start another one. So they're not connected together, or else people get lost in this and that. So, well, I guess everyone's here already. I'll split this off as a separate video. So we'll talk about this a little bit. I mean, this is pretty big. Wow. So, hey everyone, geophysicist Stefan Burns here. We just had a magnitude 7.8 earthquake strike Indonesia. This is now the strongest earthquake yet in 2026. This data just now coming in. It may be revised in terms of its magnitude, so maybe it doesn't hold on to the title of strongest earthquake if it gets revised down. But this depth here is only about 10 kilometers, so it's really quite shallow, and it is in that range that is big enough to perhaps trigger a tsunami. So let's check right now whether we have any sort of tsunami alert from this. So we'll type in NOAA tsunami, and that should pull it up. And if it's not this one, it's going to be this other web page right below it. Yeah, okay. Tsunami threat right now, Malacca Sea, magnitude 7.8, depth 6 miles. Let's see what they have to say here. They are showing a threat for these areas right here. So we have a threat for Indonesia, we have a threat for Malaysia, threat for the Philippines. I would think that this would also extend over to Papua New Guinea, maybe even the northern coast of Australia. This is a big earthquake. The strongest that we've had this year up to this moment was a 7.5 that struck Tonga, 7.6, 7.5. I think it got revised to 7.5. And someone just said that this is the antipode for Florida, something like that. You know, lots of jokers in the chat, but let's check it out. We have our Super Tunnel app. That would be crazy if that was the case. Like, actually, well, it's pretty close. It's pretty close at antipode. Not exactly. Florida's here. That's smack on. The antipode is quite a bit to the south and to the west of Malacca, the Malacca Sea. And maybe we type in specifically like one of these towns here. Jailolo, let's type that one. Let's see if it pops up. Okay, so yeah, the antipode is not exactly, it's more for Brazil. But big earthquake, tsunami threat right now for it, active at this moment in time for these locations all across effectively Southeast Asia. So this is a big deal. We just had the 4 astronauts aboard Artemis 2 blast off on their moon mission, a 10-day mission around the moon. That happened like 3 minutes before this earthquake. The timing is insane. We just watched, you know, this is the same live stream, but we're splitting this off as a separate video. We just watched that, and yeah, this is really quite incredible. there may be some updates here specifically on this. Let's see what they say for Hawaii as it relates to this. An earthquake has occurred with the preliminary parameters 7.8, Molucca Sea, or maybe it's Molucca Sea. A tsunami threat exists for parts of the Pacific located closer to the earthquake. However, based on all available data, there's no tsunami threat for Hawaii. That's good to know. That'd be pretty far away. That would be pretty far away. We can also pull up a tsunami lab. This is like a simulator. Let's give this guy a look. And we'll put a tsunami in this right in that location. So let's get the exact point for that. It's like right where it curves up like this. Okay. So we should be able to put it, and let's just check one more time. Okay, and that's in between. So it's like right here, basically. Just drag that. And let's drop this down to 7 point. Let's first do this. Let's drop this down to 7.8. That should be good enough. Let's watch this. Let's watch this go off. So here's a simulated tsunami wave or waves from this magnitude 7.8 that just ruptured in Southeast Asia, and yeah, it's really hitting Indonesia. It's also hitting Malaysia and the Philippines quite strongly. This will propagate up. Looks like there'll be some action there in Taiwan, Japan. A 7.8 is big, but as it relates to tsunamis, it's probably not the biggest concern. Like, you're really talking about magnitude 8s and greater for real tsunami threats, like really disastrous. But for locations right in that zone, that's a big concern. Because again, it was only 10 kilometers down. So this is concerning. This is really quite concerning. Let's see if we can, here's, you know, they have one for Guam here. Let's see what they say for Guam, which is quite a bit closer. No tsunami threat to Guam. Based on all available data. Okay. It's good to know. Do they have a location closer to Indonesia, Philippines, or more? Not that I'm seeing. Okay, let's even refresh this to see what happens. Still have a tsunami threat right now. If you live in these locations, if you happen to live in these locations, you really need to, like right in these locations, you need to get to higher ground right now. Like if you're in the Philippines on the coast, you should get to high ground right now. This is not a drill. This is not an April Fool's joke. This is not a drill. If you're in these locations, if you're in Bali or something like that, like if you're my buddy, my two buddies in Bali, you should probably get to higher ground as soon as possible. Shout out to my friends there. Downgraded to 7.4. That's a good thing. 7.8 is quite a bit bigger than 7.4. No aftershocks yet. 7.4 gets to the zone where I'm actually concerned about there being a real earthquake risk or tsunami risk. 7.4, you could still have a big tsunami. It's now coming at a depth of 35 kilometers. I think that basically nullifies most of my concerns with a tsunami. Typically, it needs to be really big and really shallow for a tsunami to be really devastating. So, Okay, so I'll leave you guys with that. I'll update you more on this earthquake as necessary, but that is our quick update. Magnitude 7.4, aftershocks likely coming of magnitude 6 or greater. Thankfully, depth at 35 kilometers. So no super big concern there, but we'll find out. I'll be back with more information. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. I've been your host, Stefan Burns. This earthquake occurred just minutes after the launch of Artemis 2. Godspeed to them. I hope that everything goes well with them. I hope that everything is okay with the people in this area. Again, I'll give you an update as soon as I can on this. And we also, keep you updated on the space weather, the planetary alignments, everything. Happy full moon. It is a full moon. It goes exact in about 3 hours. So this is a classic example of a high magnitude earthquake coinciding with a lunar energy peak. So yeah, I'll keep you up to date. Thank you all. God bless. See you soon. And wishing you well. Have a great night.